Tap Black Power. As always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors, my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul, my father, my in-laws, and all of my subscribers, followers, and all of our ancestors that are fighting for the liberation and salvation of our black nation. Today, I'm outside today as a result of number one, these killings of our children, the murder of our children still hasn't ceased in Washington, D.C. We've had, since the 10-year-old slaying of Mekhi Wilson, we've had 3 other children that have been shot in Washington, D.C. A 7-year-old, a 3-year-old, and I think an 11-year-old. And it just continues to escalate in terms of this so-called black-on-black violence in Washington, D.C. Now, for those of you who don't know, in the last videos I've made, and I've always said this based on fact, that this gang violence and these shootings are a result of the participation of law enforcement posing as gang members, participating in these killings of our brothers and sisters in the streets, not only in Washington, D.C., and not only in Chicago, but nationwide. This is a conspiracy that has to be dealt with. See, you all don't understand that a lot of things in the black community we keep turning a blind eye to, and we play like these things don't exist, and we're also afraid to step to the individuals and the conspirators of these mass murders of our babies. Now let's take a look at Washington, D.C., for example. Now, you have approximately 130,000 males in the District of Columbia. 60% of the males are either incarcerated or waiting to go to jail or just coming home. And so the other 37%, you have 20% of those who are involved in the entire world of homosexuality, bisexuality, or whatever you want to call it. So that leaves the 17%. Of the remaining 17%, the unemployment rate for black men is nearly 60%. So you're talking about a couple of thousand black males with a ratio of in the high hundreds, and in some states, some cities, over 1,000 being murdered. And so those statistics don't add up. They do not add up. And so it has to be another force involved in the murdering of our brothers and sisters. Now, no one, give me a second. And so as I was saying, as far as these co-conspirators in, this mass movement to exterminate all alpha males, regardless of age, off of the planet. Black males. This is a concerted effort with the assistance of law enforcement, all the way to the Department of Justice, to the White House. Anytime you have fucking the president providing security and putting a halt on mass public transportation to securely escort white supremacists to and fro a rally where they stand in front of the White House and promote white supremacy. Now, I'm not mad about that because I totally agree with separation. I mean, anybody, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, everybody agreed that separation is the only solution to the black and white existence, black and white problem. There have never ever been a time where black and white were able to coexist in this country equally. Never. Never. Ever since the ice ape laid eyes on the African, black people have been in trouble ever since. Ever since. So separation is the only solution as far as I'm concerned, because no one is going to fight. No one is going to fight for liberation. It appears, because we're out, even the brothers and sisters that are fighting for liberation are outnumbered by their own people who have taken the side of the oppressor to keep the masses of black people oppressed. And when you look at those dynamics, let me give you an example of some of the niggas that are responsible for the oppression of black people. Black people that are responsible for the oppression of black people. This motherfucker nigga Jesse Lee Peterson, who is a straight out goddamn traitor. He's a straight out co-conspirator with whites against his own motherfucking people. You know, he collaborates with the enemy on a daily and consistent basis. He invites blacks that are fighting for the liberation and salvation and equality of blacks in this country, better yet on this planet, and he invites them on his shows, and he publicly tries to humiliate them into having faith and having love and belief in the goddamn oppressor, in the slave master. And you have black people on this planet with the hush hush, we gonna get in trouble syndrome. And that's a mental disorder. You know, that don't rock the boat shit. Leave well enough alone. Pray for our enemies. See, all of these connotations that are connected with black cowardice in the black community when it comes to dealing with your oppressors. You know, and it left up to me, we need to take the head off of white supremacy. Because let me tell you something, these motherfucking crackers are never going to break bread. They're never going to split the deck evenly. So what's the use in continuing to beg a motherfucking devil for what's yours? We were here in this country first. We were the first people on the motherfucking planet. But yet, we have to beg the motherfuckers who had came, pillaged, raped, murdered our ancestors. Now we have to beg them for our shit. And then on top of that, you got niggas that's saying, don't even ask for it, because it's not yours. This is the mental, emotional, spiritual sickness and psychosis of the motherfucking nigger today. Of the nigger. Not the black man and black woman, of the nigger. And now we've been trained to measure a man by his wealth, what's in his pocket. Not his character. Not his morale, not his integrity, about what's in his goddamn bank account. And so with that, you know, we have to make a clear and distinct message. We have to send a clear and distinct message to anyone that is for the continuation of oppressing black people on the planet. And see, some of y'all say, well, you know, we kill each other every day. We've been trained, and this goes back through slavery. This comes from slavery. We've been trained as a result of self-hatred to go against one another. Now, if it didn't go back from slavery, there would have never been slavery, because once captured, our ancestors would have left. We would have fought daily, every day, day and night, until every black person was free. But no, you had people that had been broken in, that had been trained through fear, manipulation, religion, to go against their own. Some went against their own parents. Some parents went against their own children. And I'm talking about murdering their own parents and children for attempting or even asking about running off the plantation and gaining freedom, physical freedom. And so, even with the police, the slave patrol, same kind of goddamn mentality. You know, capture, dead or alive. As soon as they pull you over, when a black man is pulled over, he has a 50% chance of making it home. And that's a goddamn shame. Do you know how much mental strain and emotional strain that puts on a human being when they know anytime that they're pulled over by these goddamn slave patrol known as the police, that they have a 50% chance of coming home and also a 50% chance of having their funeral a week from that day. And then you want to say it's no racism. Then you got shows like The View and all this, The Real. Ain't nothing real about none of these motherfuckers. They are paid to say certain shit to give people the impression, give black people the impression that there is hope, that diversity it goes across the board, that is equal, when none of this shit is all a goddamn facade, is all a motherfucking illusion. And until we understand that, and not just understand, act on this shit. You know, every time they kill and murder one of us in cold blood, they play like that they're so hurt. The media perpetuates all of this pain that the motherfucking cop is going through because he shot a nigga in his eyes. And it's totally the opposite. After they do that, they go to the bar. You see the TV shows, they tell on their goddamn selves. They go, they pat this motherfucker on the back, good job. While the black community, once again, is preparing funeral arrangements for either the head of the household or one of the children. For what? Nothing. And so, those we shall overcome, that singing and all that Black Lives Matter, don't hands up and all of that shit is propaganda. Look who owns Black Lives Matter. George Soros, a devil that is a participant, a current participant in the process of ethnic cleansing. So, that hands up, don't shoot bullshit. See, they make these TV shows and they show you all, they show us what they do when they kill a nigga. You gotta play the part out. You gotta play like you're hurt. You gotta play like you're remorseful. You gotta have your wife and kids stand up and cry about their dad. You know, and then when the victim's family comes up, you know, their time to talk is limited. Because they've paid Al Sharpton, he's paid to tell the victims that they don't have but a limited amount of time to express their feelings on national television at these press conferences. Think, y'all. We have to think and stop being so goddamn gullible and stop being so motherfucking weak. Stop being so weak. We are weak. We are weak when it comes to dealing with your real enemy. We are motherfucking cowards. But when it comes to dealing with each other, we have no motherfucking problem at all laying each other down, gritting on each other. You know, what's up, nigga? What's good? All of this shit. And then the movies that they play. All these hood, ghetto goddamn movies where niggas is killing niggas for dope. The white man's dope. Niggas killing niggas. 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 You know, and they never have a show or a movie where they're laying down their true goddamn enemy. It's always die, nigga, die, nigga, die. Why not die, cracker, die, cracker, die? Because you're not allowed to do that. Hollywood doesn't allow you to do that. And for you entertainers that sell us out, all of you, I don't give a damn, Denzel, all of you motherfuckers that sell us out. You know, Samuel Jackson, who, in order to get on the Star Wars cast, they always use one black. And that one black has to participate in the ritual that they do. They do a sex ritual. All the way from Billy D. Williams, James Earl Jones, all of them participate in the sex ritual where they slept with George Lucas. You don't believe me? Look, Google up Samuel Jackson and George Lucas and you will see the look on Samuel Jackson's face. He looks like his ass is still hurting. So, you know, this is the shit that they shove down black America's throats every motherfucking day. Every day. You know, niggas, these crackers telling niggas they gotta respect the national anthem. You know, with Francis Scott Key, who was raping goddamn slaves during the time of the War of 1812, he had a rack of goddamn slaves. And because he wrote the Star Spangled Banner, you look at him as some type of goddamn hero when he was a fucking zero. All of them were pedophiles. Ben Franklin, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams. All of them were pedophiles. All of them. This motherfucking cracker. They taught us in school that this George Washington didn't tell a motherfucking lie. When the existence of the Ice Age is a goddamn lie. They lie about how they got here. So, as always, I'm, you know, drinking my famous lemonade. And, you know, it's time for some changes. Time for some changes. I'm going to be doing videos on the murder of Frankie Lyman. I did some personal research and found out that he was possibly murdered. I'm going to be doing something on Tookie Williams, Eazy-E. The sister that played Aunt Viv on The Fresh Prince. I'm going to be doing some things with her as well. How she spilled the beans and told some of the things that go on, you know, behind the scenes that the average people are afraid to talk about. And I'm also going to be talking about some of the stand-up sisters that have been blackballed for refusing to play certain roles. Angela Bassett, Anjanae Ellis, that's the sister who played in The Book of Negroes. Anne Marie Johnson, she played on The Heat of the Night. You know, these are I'm talking about stand-up queens who refuse to get butt naked and suck and fuck these goddamn ice apes on screen. For that matter, never, period. You know, so, because it's a lot of them that stand up, you know, but they make it hard for them. They make it very difficult for them. Some of them have ended up homeless. You know, a lot of them struggle just to pay bills. Their lifestyles had decreased based on the fact that they weren't willing to destroy themselves and destroy their legacy. Because Angela Bassett said it better. She said when she was asked to play in Monsters Ball, which Halle Berry slutted, she let Billy Bob Thornton slut her the fuck out. Angela Bassett said that movies last forever. She said that what would she be able to tell her great-grandchildren? Why she bent over and let this ice ape go on her goddamn back. You know, but you have those who will. You have those who are Sambos for the purpose of money. The sister Cheryl Underwood, you know, she's been called all types of monkeys and all types of names by white Hollywood. And what she does, she laughs and giggles with their shit just for some dollars. The same with the sister that played in the movie with Damon Wayans. The Damon Wayans would not date. And now she's gotten a couple of roles and they called her a monkey. You know, she didn't fire back. What she did was accept it. You know, and you know, they say some old sticks and stones bullshit. Why don't you pick up a motherfucking stick and stone a motherfucker that calls you a monkey? But see, when blacks do it, here come the lawsuits. You see how this shit works? You see how they program us to hate ourselves? It's a system. It's a system. It's a system of annihilation to destroy all melanated alpha males on the planet. And so, you know, with that said, I'm going to cut it short right now, and I'm going to be getting back with you all very, very shortly. It's a little hot out here. I'm sweating a little bit. And we're going to be discussing some more things. But until then, brothers and sisters, I hope that my message has made some sense to you. I hope that something that I said may, you know, catch your attention or open your eyes up to some things. You know, as always, my subscribers, you know, keep up the good work. Diane Nelson and all the sisters and brothers who are trying to get themselves in shape any way that they can, including myself. You know, I'm working on just going straight greens and water. Straight greens and water. And because you don't have to do a whole ton of exercise and overexert yourself where your appetite becomes tremendous. You know, because your exercise regimen has become tremendous. You know, do everything in moderation, and time heals all wounds. You will see your results as you go along. That's in anything you do. Even with your intellect. Read. Don't just depend on social media to get your information. You know, do your own research. Come up with your own analysis and conclusions and opinions. and you'll find how much you have grown. For those who have been following me for the last year, if you have taken everything in that I have given you in terms of information, it's no way possible that you have not grown a great deal. So I'll be getting back with you all shortly. And once again, Hotep, Black Power.